Today, I just want to talk about video game burnout. It's something that you hear on the internet every once in a while of people asking on forums like Reddit, of just being like, hey, I can't seem to hold my attention to any game, even though 30 minutes ago or an hour ago, I was so excited to play this game. And as I'm playing it, I'm trying to find the fun in it and I just don't, and I just drop it. While it's arguable that a lot of that is on the games themselves, there is a piece of it that I found that is more how you approach it in your perspective. So I want to talk about my experience with it and kind of how I've started to overcome it and things that you can apply to yourself, which you may not like to hear, but it might be helpful for you to just enjoy this medium again and enjoy a lot of other things that require a lot of intense attention. So the experience I talk about is genuinely just what it feels like. Like the idea of playing something was really exciting, right? You kind of built up to it. Maybe you scour games to buy, like maybe you have some free time coming up and you know you're going to just dig yourself. You want to really sink your teeth into a video game. But when you do, about even 15 minutes could be 15, 30, an hour, whatever, you eventually, to me, hit like a spot where you might be a little bored and mentally it's not really stimulating. And it's very tempting to just drop the game and quit and be like, well, I guess it wasn't for me. Maybe a lot of this is the cause of just how modern society is. My problem, very obviously, is my phone. My phone was taking away any bit of free attention that I had. And a lot of modern society is probably not built for long form attention. It's at any time you feel any discomfort, any bit of boredom, you race to your phone and try to do something to your brain to make it do the thing again so that you don't have to feel this discomfort. And I've been on a health journey for the last 3 years, and half of that time has been working on a lot of mindset stuff. One of the things that I had to come to terms with was my relationship to discomfort and boredom. The same boredom that would cause me to eat is now the same boredom that I realized might have been making me ruin video games for myself. I really had to lean into that. So one of the biggest things that I did for myself was tolerate boredom, which sounds insane in a very modern society way because it's such a deeply uncomfortable experience. But I took some steps to make sure that I executed that like in a good way. So what I ended up doing was there were games in my past where I really enjoyed. Something about how I was engaging with it made it not fun. And I just wanted to be done with it and finish it. And I probably ended up rushing the game just to see credits in the most like, why even do that? Why even keep playing if you're not really enjoying yourself, right? So in the last month, one of the things that I did was I picked up Red, and it wasn't easy. Leaning into boredom is something that's odd. Now, mind you, when I say this, I don't mean play games that are just boring or that you don't have fun with. You should pick something that on a base level you think you usually enjoy. But if you think a game is bad, like I mean, there is value in doing it that way too, but I wanted to pick something that like I knew I had fun in this game. And now I really just wanted to get more out of it because I churned through it so fast that I didn't really like stop and smell the roses, right? So with Red Dead 2, I definitely did that this time. I did a lot of the hunting stuff. I stayed a lot of times in the camp and just listened to the story of all the NPCs interacting with each other after big moments. I did a lot of the side quests. I did a lot of the optional like spawning little events that come by. I just let the game show itself and play it in a way that honestly probably was more intended to be played. When I originally played it when the game came out in 2018, I rushed the main storylines just because I wanted to know what happened, which is kind of nuts. Because at the end, I didn't really feel all the beats that it was trying to set up. I was just like, yeah, and then this person dies, and then that happens, and like whatever, I don't really care. And this time, the experience was really different. There's a lot of things that you can put your attention to, right? Whether it's the environment art, whether it's like how the cities look, how players interact. The more I played it as a game producer, my brain went, "Oh my god, this is so." Other games that I've been trying this with is Cyberpunk. Same thing as Red Dead 2. There was a spark of a lot of enjoyment there, but something about the narrative didn't really stick with me. And in that same way, I was like, maybe I just didn't pay enough attention to the narrative and I was trying to just get through it. And doing that with these two games, I found immense enjoyment out of them. And in a way that like I'm looking back at all the games in the last 10 years that I did that to. And I'm excited and grateful that one, I own them, and two, that I can replay them with this newfound attention. And as simple as that, my hobby kind of blew up into a joyful passion again. And like games are such a cool medium because you can approach it in different ways, right? I have a friend who is really focused on looking at objects and environments and looking at how the texture quality is. He's more of like an explorer type person, right? I tend to be more goal oriented. You got people that are more social. You can put your shoes into these other types of gamers for even just a little bit and just see what it's like to play games in another way, right? You can view a game as like a museum and read codex entries and read books that are laying around, like in Skyrim, or any immersive sim. Like, really get yourself into that world, really role play the character that you're trying to be. There's so many ways to engage with it than just like having the game do all the work for you, right? And in that way, there's like a joy and a peace to video games that like I missed and I feel like haven't experienced in a while. And I'm super appreciative of now having that again. Make your own builds. Play the way you want to play. Don't look up solutions to things, even though you get a little bit frustrated, right? Maybe you don't have to see everything in a video game. Maybe it's all about just engaging with what you want to do and just going with it. Video game burnout is a problem that I feel like it's been lingering in the back for a while, and I kind of had a feeling that it was probably going to be leaning into some sort of discomfort. I don't think games are really the problem, although arguable, but we don't have to dig into that in this video. Even if you look backwards, games 10 years ago to now, there's a whole library of incredible stuff there that I might have rushed through and didn't really get the good full experience out of. It's like watching a movie just to know what happens without actually engaging with it and being trying to transport yourself to a different world and really feeling that out and the artistry that it is, right? That's kind of how I've been really trying to get out of this video game burnout mindset. And I hope in any way that I helped so you can start enjoying video games yourself again. That's all I have today. Peace.